Alright, I want to say all praises be to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakodash. Double honor to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the sincere brethren. I came out there across the four winds, the four corners of the globe, pushing the truth, the good news of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Are proclaiming the downfall of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and his wicked empire. So the title of this video is going to be to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad, or maybe Israel is truly scattered. You understand? Because I was in a YouTube, you know what I mean, and you have these jakes that travel the world, so they say, the passport bros, you know. And this Jake, he went to this place called San Andreas Island, which is an island basically in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, man. Kind of close to Central America, Nicaragua, that part, but is in the middle of the ocean, man. You know what I mean? And they were formerly under the English, but they were given to Colombia, you know what I mean, throughout the history. So right now they're under the Colombian sovereignty. San Andreas Island belongs to Colombia. But guess what? Those jakes down there are basically straight up Benjamites, man. They speak English Creole and they speak Spanish. You understand? And their accent, their English accent is just like the other Benjamites, man. You swear they're from Guyana or Barbados, Jamaica, Virgin Islands. Their accent is very, very similar, man. But most people never heard of this island, man. And it's straight up jakes dwelling down there. You know what I mean? From the tribe of Benjamin, man. Some of them kind of look like Simeonites. Have that Simeonite style. You know what I mean? But hey, they jakes, man. You know what I mean? Mostly Benjamites, but they could be other tribes too, mixed in there. But we know, hey, the Israelites, scattered. So this is the book of James chapter 1 verse 1. James is servant of the Most High. James is servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greeting. Come. So you're going to have jakes scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, man. You know what I mean? And this is the Western Hemisphere. And most people don't know about this island. You understand? And there's many other places like that where you have jakes that people don't know about, man. Places like Curacao, Aruba. You know what I mean? And this is here in the Western Hemisphere. You understand? Hey, the San Andreas Island. You have a lot of small little islands like Anguilla. You know what I mean? Places like that where people don't even know about, man. You understand? But there's jakes nonetheless, straight up Israelites. Look like Israelites, talk like Israelites, spirit of Israelites. You understand? So you're going to have scattered Israelites that look like Israelites too, man. You're not only going to have confusion of face Israelites that look like other nations. You're going to have Israelites in all type of different parts of the world. And they just got there through slavery, the transatlantic slave trade or migration, man. And their mannerism is of Israelite. Hey, a good example is of Cape Verde. You know what I mean? The Cape Verde Islands is another one of those places where they're straight up Israelites. And they are products of the slave trade, man, which is off the coast of West Africa, Cape Verde. You understand? They speak Portuguese or Portuguese Creole out there in Cape Verde. Because they was under the Portuguese. So So James, the servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. In this truth, man, you have to be well versed in geography and history. You understand? Because that help you to understand, in this case, the tribes, man. You understand? And the scattering of the Israelites, and it help you discern, you know what I mean, through the spirit who is the Israelite, where the Israelites are and who is not Israelites. You understand? Of course, we know the angels are going to be the ultimate deciphers, but knowing the prophecies, knowing geography, knowing history helps you to know, are those people Israelites or not? Or you go back in the history, you check the history. Oh yeah, they Israelites from this tribe, or from, sometimes you can point it down to the tribe. Like with these people in San Andreas Island, they are more than likely from the tribe of Benjamin. You understand? They speak that English Creole. And they speak that Spanish because they're under the Colombian flag. You understand? And even the people on the comment board were saying that. It was like, oh, damn, they remind me of my aunt or my uncle in Jamaica. They remind me of this person in Barbados. They speak like us in Trinidad. it was all type of Benjamites on there talking about, oh shit, these people speak just like us, man. You know what I mean? And me being a Benjamite, I can validate that myself, man. These people speak like Benjamites from different islands, man. You understand? But they're Israelites, man. You know what I mean? So this is the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse verse 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. So you're gonna have Israelites come from every walk of life, man. Israelites coming from places that what you never heard of, man. You understand? Coming from islands that you never heard of, places, continents, countries that you never heard of, man. Regions that you never heard of, peoples, tribes that you never heard of. You know what I mean? With the spirit of Israelites, man, being Israelites. And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because they heard every man, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. This is going into the speaking in tongues, where the Jakes, they were from all different parts of the world, but when they came together, they heard every man speaking their own language, man. So a Jake might have been speaking Persian, another Jake might have been speaking a Cushite language, but they understood each other through the spirit of the Ruach. So through the Ruach Kodesh. You understand? And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born? Parthians and Medes, because this is going to the different lands, and Elamites, and dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and in Cappadocia, in Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, and in Egypt, in parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes. And these Jakes, a lot of these Jakes speak all type of different languages, man. Like those Jakes down there in San Andreas Island. I implore you brothers, go check out the video, type in San Andreas Island, Colombia. You brothers, check that out, man. You know what I mean? Hey, because it's our duty to know the tribes, man. You know what I mean? You have to get into that history on all of the tribes, man. You have to get into that Argentinian history, knowing about the tribe of Naphtali, that Chilean history, not a part of the tribe of Naphtali. You have to get into that Brazilian history, that Colombian history, that Central American history. You know what I mean? Because there's even another people, the Garifuna, man, out there in Central America, which is basically a mixture of the tribe of Benjamin and Northern Kingdom, and they originate where? In St. Vincent, man. That's another history there that a lot of people don't even know about, the Garifuna people, man. You understand? Implore you brothers out there to look them up, man. The Garifuna people. You know what I mean? They are a mixture of the tribe of Benjamin and the indigenous people of St. Vincent, and they were casted out. They were deported by the British to Central America, man. Places like Honduras, Guatemala, Belize. They call it Garifuna people, Israelites, man. You know what I mean? But a lot of them are dark skinned. You know what I mean? But hey, Israelites nonetheless. It's beautiful to understand and know the history of the tribes, man. Hey, history is like one of my favorite subjects, man. Especially when it comes to the tribes, man. But history in general, man. And brothers have to get into that history, knowing the geography. You know what I mean? Don't be like these bimbos out here, man. Watching Fresh and Fit, and these bimbos can't even name 3 countries, man. Don't be bugged out like that, man. If a person tell you where's Ethiopia, you belong to know that's East Africa, man. Person asks you where's Bolivia, you belong to know that's South America. Hey, that's Israel right there. That's Israelites from the tribe of Asher right there, man. We belongs knowing these things, man. We belongs knowing all the tribes, man. You know what I mean? And even knowing about the scattered Israelites that are that are at the forefront, like the Igbo, the Yoruba, the West Africans, which are West Africans, man. You know what I mean? The Ashanti, the Akan, all of these are Israelite tribes over there in West Africa, man. You understand? You know about the Cape Verdeans, which are Israelites. All of these things we belongs knowing. You know what I mean? You belongs knowing about the Puerto Ricans that were that were shipped out there to Hawaii, man, to work on the sugarcane plantations out there in Hawaii, man. And guess who's a product of that? Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars' grandfather is a Puerto Rican, man. He's a Ephraimite. But people doesn't even know that. They're like, oh, he's from Hawaii. No, he's born in Hawaii, but his origins is he's a Puerto Rican man by descent. You understand? An Ephraimite, an Israelite, and the Spirit bears witness that he's an Israelite. Cretes and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High. So the Most High brought Israel from across many different places and allowed them to understand each other. Understand? And this probably gonna repeat in these end times, man. Well, it's repeating now, man, because you have the YouTube. It's repeating, man. The line is gone out. I think that's Psalms 19. Let me see if I can find that. You understand? Because, hey, there's Israelites everywhere, man. Israelites that you never heard about, man. Brethren that you never heard about, man. And they brethren nonetheless, man. Israelites nonetheless. You understand? And you have to, hey, great possibility there's elect amongst them, man. You know what I mean? Because, hey, the Israelites that are outside of Babylon, man, they're not as polluted and bugged out like the Israelites here in America, man. So they kind of have a more susceptibility to understand the truth. You understand? To reckon the truth. It's going to get Psalms. Because the Israelites here in Babylon are the most corrupted, man, psychologically. They are bugged out of their mind, man. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 4. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end, and their words and their words to the end of the world. In them had he set a tabernacle for the sun. The sun represents the wisdom, man. So this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding have gone throughout the whole earth, man. And there's not a tongue or language where this word can't be heard. To what? Graft back in that elect, man. Because when you deal with the grafting back in the New Testament, that's Israelites, the wild branches who discontinue from the heritage generations ago being brought back in, man. And if you actually do grafting, which I did grafting in high school, you can't graft a mango tree to a banana tree. No, you can only graft a mango tree to a mango tree, a banana tree to a banana tree. You can't graft two different trees, man. So that's to show you can't graft other nations into being an Israelite, man. You know what I mean? What you graft is broken branches from one mango tree to another mango tree, but it's still mangoes. You understand? So on and likewise with bananas, so on and so forth with different fruits. Same thing, seeds, different seeds, man, because they're from the same seed, so they can go together. Same thing with Israelites, man. Hey, that's why that Jake down there, he went down there to San Andreas and he was chilling with them, man. He was like Benjamin said, medicine, man, with them. You know what I mean? They're spirit aligned. You understand? And that's how you go. You know, brothers might go to different places, man, and your spirit aligned with Jake's, man. Even Jake's come here, man. Your spirit aligned with them. Romans 8 and 16. I'm not gonna get it, but our spirit aligned with Israelites, man. You know what I mean? That's what we have, that same seed, that same heritage. You understand? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 11. Verse 11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. So there you have it, from the island. In this case, San Andreas is an island in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean, man. And it's not a big island, it's like a small island, like 70,000 people. With what? Jakes. With a lot of Jakes down there, man. And particularly the tribe of Benjamin down there, who speak what? English, Creole, and Spanish. You understand? But Israelites nonetheless, man. So, hey, Jake is scattered across the four winds, man. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So the Israelites is coming back from the four corners of the earth, man. Because that was part of our course when you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. I think it's the 64th verse. 64th verse. Hey, this was the curse, man. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, and from one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou shalt serve other gods, whether which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among those nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart, a failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Can't that's Jake catching hell amongst these nations, man. Hey, everywhere you go, Jake is catching hell, man. You understand? But Jake is surviving same way, man. Surviving to what? To the end, the elect amongst them to be delivered. You understand? And hey, more like there's elect Jakes down there, man, in that island in San Andreas, man. And all these different places, man. All these different places and regions and islands of the sea where Jake is scattered. Hey, there's gonna be elect, you know what I mean, gathered back, man. You understand? Hey, so with that, I want to say all praises be to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakudash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the elect. Hey, Kwame Asha'Allah. Hey, greetings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Shalom.